and today I will be given a speech to inform you about pet overpopulation. In order to fully understand the pet overpopulation, you must know the amount of animals that are being brought to the shelters and being euthanized. There are over 700,000 animals brought into each single shelter each year. On average, a dog or a cat is euthanized every 11 seconds. The statistics are outrageous. Due to the overcrowding at shelters, an animal can only be allowed 9 days before it is euthanized unless it is adopted or pulled by a no-kill shelter. Sadly, 90% of all animals in the shelter are adoptable, but only 10% will actually get adopted. Out of the 90%, 10% of those cannot be adopted because they are aggressive or have health issues. The ASPCA is a well-known nonprofit organization. They rescue over 6,000 animals a year and they investigate over 5,000 animals a year. The ASPCA has a program that will help families that cannot afford to get their animal spayed or neutered, and it will help with the cost to lower it. There are over 1 million supporters for the ASPCA that donate all over the U.S. But sadly, even with so many donations coming in, there's not enough to go around to save all of the animals. Not only do they save animals, they also rescue animals. They work with organizations that rescue dogs in fighting rings. They try to nurse them back to health if it is possible, if they're not in too bad a shape. They will put them in an obedience school, so hopefully that one day they can be adopted and get a new home. The ASPCA has many organizations that they work with. They are doing anything and everything that they can to save as many animals as they can all over the United States. The ASPCA has a motto that says, "We are their voice." To me, that's a very strong motto to have, and I hope everyone today remembers that motto. During my research for my speech, I came across a journal that had done a research on pet overpopulation. They found that every shelter that they looked at was overpopulated with the animals. They were way over their capacity, which means more and more animals were having to get euthanized. On average, a shelter spends $130 million per year to keep up and running. There were 3 main points of why an animal was in a shelter. Number 1, it was unwanted puppies or kittens from a litter of a pet that was not fixed or a stray. Number 2, if the dog was aggressive. And number 3, an owner could not afford the pet anymore, or the animal had health issues that they couldn't afford to treat. Many times a family will surrender their pet due to them being sick and they can't afford the surgery, they can't afford any medicine that they have to have. Also, the economy has been so bad, many animals have been brought to the shelter because people can't afford to feed their animals anymore because they're losing their jobs or their time is getting cut. The research also found that cats are 2 times more to get euthanized than dogs. One reason is because there's a higher population of cats, because cats can survive even more than dogs can on the streets or in the wild because they're hunters more than dogs are. A cat can have 4 litters a year, up to 8 kittens per litter. During my research, I came across a news article that talked about a veterinary office in Minnesota. They will spay or neuter your pet based on your income. They will also fix feral cats for free if you catch them and bring them in. The veterinary clinic hopes that they will take the population down and limit the euthanization being done. The reason I picked this newspaper article is because there's actually a rescue veterinary office in Shreveport, where I live. The clinic is called Robinson's Rescue, and they will help with low-income spay or neuter if you can't afford it. They also will fix feral cats for free. They actually did a catch and release program themselves where they went and set traps out. They actually caught 100 cats. They took them to the vet, fixed them, and then when they healed, they released them back to where they came from. They hope to do at least 2 catch and release programs a year. Along with the shelters I talked about, there are also no-kill shelters. I actually know of 4 no-kill shelters in my area. One of the shelters that I actually have been to that's a no-kill shelter is called Pet Savers. They have dogs and cats, and they strictly run off donations. Some of the Pet Savers animals have been there for 10 years or more, still waiting on a home. To adopt a pet from there, you have to go to an application process to make sure that the animal does go to a good home. There is an adoption fee that ranges from $25 to $150. Every animal that is adopted will be spayed or neutered, or if it's too young to be spayed or neutered, they'll give you a voucher. That way you can afford to get it spayed or neutered. Throughout the research, I have learned so much, and in learning these facts about pet population, I think it's crucial that people be informed about all of the neglect going on around us. Animals are being euthanized every day just for being born. Not only does spay and neuter help the population get down, it also helps your pet have a longer life. Spaying your females can reduce the risk of breast cancer, and it eliminates the risk of ovarian cancer. Neutering your male pet prevents testicular cancer and helps them avoid hernias and tumors. Today, I hope that you have learned useful information on pet population. There's so many different ways that people can help by volunteering, donating, spay or neutering your animal. And I hope that everyone will remember what I said about the ASPCA whenever they have their motto that says, "We are their voice." There's so many animals I see every day on the street, running around, litters of kittens everywhere. I just hope that everyone will eventually come to the fact that they need to spay or neuter their animal, or spay or neuter the feral cats in their neighborhood if they see them. They're not hard to catch. Usually they're very nice, and you wouldn't want more kittens running around your house. Well, I hope everyone learned something today. Thank you very much.